Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of October 28th. This is for Pisces. Pisces, we're in a fellow water sign season, so hopefully it's feeling pretty good for you. We have Mercury moving into Sagittarius tomorrow. We also are coming up to our last Mercury retrograde of the year, so we're in the pre-shadow to that. And I've just noticed that this one is a relatively chaotic one because you got two things happening. You have this more chaotic Sagittarian, and there's a full moon somewhere in there too. Chaotic Mercury retrograde that's going to mess with communication, transportation, technology. And then you also have Samhain being the Celtic New Year. It starts at about Halloween, leading us into the winter, into more introspective time, into hibernation time. And so as these people are slowing down and getting like more inwardly focused, then they aren't focused on the fact that there's a red light or something. So stay focused and alert, even though things are shifting. That is the biggest advice that I have for us on that level. I'm also using the Starseed deck again because now that I have a plethora of the Rebecca Campbell works, that is what we're going to be using till I go back to my other decks in California. All right, so Pisces. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So that's your fated life saying, Pisces, that from this place of rock bottom, the energy is heavy, but at least now the only way you can look is up, and also surrendering to life will lighten your load. If you aren't resisting life, if you're working with the current versus against the current of life, things become a lot lighter. So things can lighten up for you a lot if you just release, let go of whatever's holding you back. Because yeah, you have your more destined life, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time, winter time in general. That introspection is integration of this year past, what has worked, what has not worked, what are the lessons that you gained from this time period that you can take forward into the next year. But you have to, quiet yourself, give into that winter mode so that you can find, this ability to get your wisdom, your intuition to just like snap you awake. Yeah. And so how you get there between these two. Loosen your grip, coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. So Pisces, coping mechanism versus actually being in the flow of life, surrendering to life. Or do you chug through your day and then at the end of the day you relieve that stress with maybe, I don't know, like substance or scrolling or even like overworking out or workaholism, like any of this, these are coping mechanisms to the stresses of everyday life. Versus, do you get home from work just so like, okay, so I had a great day. Now I have time to do what I love. I have time to prep this beautiful meal for me and my loved ones, to go out on a walk. It's not a mental health walk where I'm like running away from my problems. I am out here just enjoying and savoring this world around me. Pisces, I don't know what that's going to look like for you, but the let God in part is that working with the flow of life, surrendering to the alchemy of life, integrating life as it is versus running from it. That is what letting God in is just allowing life to show you everything in this world, amazing and not amazing, for what it is, and just being there with it. Because sometimes being in like the alchemy of life, we still grieve in life, we still have sadness and anger in life, but are you open to accepting it for what it is in the moment versus trying to cope and cover up and hide from it? Yeah. All right, well, that's what I have for you, Pisces. Happy Scorpio season, and I'll see you next week. Bye.